Hey, everybody. As I get my mic in order, it was on the desktop there, but now I'm closer. Um, George and I have decided something that might be good for viewers if we got a different perspective, and that's George's perspective. So he's going to do a level up series, 30Q, all the way up, see how far he goes. Now, to do that, he's going to have to start a new account and everything. He doesn't have that in order. So we're going to use Crazy Stone, which only goes down to 13Q. So he's going to play a 13Q game, but then he'll come back and we'll do fill in the lower ones. In this series, the plan is George does all the talking. We see his perspective, what's going on, how does he make choices, and then when there may be points where I go, I'm sorry, I completely disagree with you. That'll probably be review when I step in and say, now it's review time. Here's where I disagree with you. That's probably the way we'll do it. We're working it out, as you can imagine. Okay, take it away, George. And he's playing Crazy Stone. I'm filling in the board in the background, playing Crazy Stone's moves for us. Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
George. Take it.
I'm rather tired, so but I will do my best. And I'm not the biggest talker anyway, but I will do my best. Okay, here we go.
Okay, lock. That's a terrible move, George.
Okay, so we played in all four corners, and I took that remaining unfinished corner, the last unfinished corner, which is in the top left. And now we have a one-on-one situation, which means I don't have to respond here. But I will keep it simple, I think. Just back off here. Okay, so that move is not sente, unlike the attachment underneath. So I will take the liberty to play elsewhere. I think I'll just take a corner. Don't really have a reason to take one over the other at this point. So I'll just play here. Actually, I'm now thinking that if I play in the bottom left and he plays D3, then I'm a little bit flat on that side. I don't think that's a big deal, but I will use that to make my decision. Okay, great. So I will get my center here. So Lance has talked a lot about this push, this next push for black. And if black can play there in center, then the chances are you should play that move. And it's certainly worth playing here. So if white played at S7, it would be building up the right side, and so that makes this center. So I'm going to play it. Ah, okay. So this is where things get interesting. So of course white should have extended, and white's left a pretty nasty cut now, which I'm pretty sure I should just take advantage of straight away and just cut. Um, Even if I'm not quite sure how to handle it, I think it's just worth cutting to get that RG in. Because we can see if I play elsewhere and white has cente to come back at R8, then that looking pretty nice with the two stones in the upper right. So I'm going to cut. Okay, of course I have to extend here. and that's kind of hurting his 3 stones. Okay.
This is really fun for me watching George play.
The only reason I might hesitate about playing that cut is that I feel like it kind of, in a way, could complicate the game, and I kind of want to keep it really simple. But yeah, I see no reason not to take the other cut now. And even if I perhaps give up the 2 stones on top, I'm going to most likely capture the stones on the bottom. So I'm going to cut. Have to extend. Can do so in Sente. Okay. Can I Hane? Maybe, but it gets messy. I think I can Hane, but I kind of don't want to. I want to play a simple game, so I'm just going to extend here. Okay, so I have liberty issues with this group, so I need to keep responding, of course. The question is, can I simply play at N5? I think so, because my group in the corner is alive. I'm just going to play it. Okay. Keep him out. Is that center against my corner? Even if I'm not alive there, I can most likely just come down at 03 and just kill those stones because they have no eyes, and I at least have my 1 eye, if not 2. So I'm very tempted to do that. But I really don't want to die against a 13 cube. That'd be rather embarrassing. I also have Sente moves against White's group in the middle. Yeah, I'm going to play that, I think, because it's Sente and it's pretty much double Sente, because if White comes out at N6, then I have liberty issues again. So I'm going to do it. Okay, I can even get another one in. Of course, it's really hurting those 2 stones, but what I'm getting is really profound. I mean, that's really, exerting influence all over the board. So I see no reason really not to do it again. Well, this is getting messy. Okay. Okay, so now I just want to clean the situation off, which involves capturing those 4 stones in the corner. So I will just... Yeah. It's funny because you think that if I'm playing a much weaker player, I could just keep things nice and simple. But the problem is they leave weaknesses behind, which is so tempting to exploit. And so actually things become quite complicated.
Yep, a lot of truth in that.
So how do I do this? To be honest, it's probably not, it might not even be necessary, but I want to clear this up. So I will play down here. This might be a bad move. Now it's making the bottom very, very big, which I like. Okay, that does not threaten an eye. I'm not liking this at all. Okay, but actually, I can just live now because I can play this move and he can't Atari me. So, and of course that's Sente for that eye. So I'm just going to come back. Now I have my. Oh, that wasn't necessary, of course, because he couldn't play there. Okay, so I am alive. He's threatening an eye, but that really does not matter at this point because he can't get that second eye in. My group on the bottom, the N3 group, is completely fine. Very, very healthy. So how are white stones in the center at 08? There might be another push I can do in Sente, but it's looking a bit unsure, so I'm just going to play away because also my two stones at R8 are, you know, dying fast. That's okay. So I'm going to extend for my influence.
Okay. So, myself being the referee of this match, I declare black the winner because white died and got nothing in exchange or near nothing, while black did all that in Sente and got an enormous move on the bottom. So black is well ahead. And if you could see the Crazy Stone board, Crazy Stone has a bar saying who's ahead, and it has black way, way, way ahead. So me, Crazy Stone, and George all agree, yeah, game's over. Which leads us to review, which I'm so looking forward
Yeah.
to. Okay.
I mean, I have to say, I felt like I did not. I was kind of unsure about
It's
many
hard, huh?
moves. Yeah,
Even
really quite
13th
tricky.
view,
Yeah.
still hard. Yeah, I
Yeah.
completely agree. Okay, we're black. We play here perfectly fine, of course. A couple little things. Uh, we know the principle that the first stone in the corner is the biggest. The second stone in the corner isn't as big as the first one. So in theory, black just made a game. And this is how AlphaGo plays. Oh, I'll play away because that this move is bigger than yours. You understand the principle?
Sure.
Okay. So when white plays here, you can play the third move in the corner, or you can play the second move in the corner. Second move in the corner is bigger. I'm not saying this probably here, wherever. This is theoretically bigger than your move.
Mm.
Now, it's not important at this point. It does come into play, but not here. I would probably play fourth line. Fourth line is for growing. Do we have the right to grow on top? Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to growing on top. So I would play fourth line.
Yeah. Sure.
Just for fun, let's imagine white comes in. Great, I'm going to pinch that sucker. Oh man, I got the big move on top and white's weak.
Mm.
So I would stay here like you did, but I do it fourth line.
Sure.
Is there something wrong with third line? No, as long as you don't try to develop the top, you're fine.
Yeah. It felt a bit old-fashioned, kind of an old-fashioned move, as far as I see
Yeah,
it. Like
certainly fine. No
not something
problem.
you
It's
really
not a
see
lot
these
at
days, but yeah.
all. One other thing, if we look at the top of the board, we know that black's not interested in developing it because he already finished it, doesn't need any more stones. Also, white doesn't want to play there because it's a difficult area, and black doesn't. Why would I want to play there? Uh, so you're simply changing the direction of the pattern of the game. While here, the top of the board is everyone's focused on it now. Wow, it's a huge area. We all want to get there as soon as possible. This kind of thing.
Mm.
Okay, so all's good. Uh, right, not Sente. Let's make sure everyone knows why. If black wishes to defend, which is not necessary, we'll look at that in a minute. If black wishes to defend, what a pretty top side that is. No weakness at all. Or if you want to just settle, that's fine too. Okay, now let's imagine we don't at all. And white says, you fool, just run out. Matter of fact, if you want, you could probably pinch first and run out. So it's not like you're in danger. That's the beauty of this Joseki is you can play away a couple times.
Mm.
Now, what about this exchange? Well, look at what white's doing on the right. White's filling in the right space quickly. That's bigger than the corner. So what about the other Joseki? Let's take a look at it.
Mm.
Oh, I like that. Black got on the right.
Yeah.
And black got the top and the wall facing. Oh, this is magnificent.
Yeah.
Did black's move lose points? No. Didn't quite take advantage, perhaps, as that he could have. Black didn't, speed up his game and get really big really fast and leave white in the dust and put a burden on white to catch up. Doesn't he didn't fall behind. Oh, Joseki. Yes, press again. Not only this holds some sente and white likes it on the right, but also if white doesn't respond, this is just lovely to come out like this.
Mm.
So yeah, by all means, I agree, press. Okay, this is a hard question. To
Mm.
cut or not to cut.
Yeah.
So for the viewers, the piece of information that I find most valuable here, and I've talked this over with pros and everything, is I don't know. Me, Shygost, don't know. So I start working it out. I imagine this move and this move. Gote. I want white to turn as I get another move. The right's not big enough, and besides, I can still invade it anyway. The right isn't impressive, and it's Gote. Then all of a sudden, this cut needs to be somehow really big. Well, we're in the early opening.
Mm.
I kind of want to play the early opening moves and let black play a Gote move.
Mm.
So I would say no.
Mm.
Is it a mistake? Oh my God, white's so weak, it's pitiful. Of course it's not a mistake. White is so sad here. Okay. So no problems at all, no loss that I can see. Very powerful move. I don't know which one's bigger. I would play away, but everyone wants to cut here and it's not a problem.
So Lance,
So
I didn't, as I said, I didn't want to make the game messy, but I felt like after I cut, it just there was no other way,
yeah,
for me to keep
yeah,
it
no
clean.
way. You have to do that.
Okay,
And
yeah,
you have to do that.
okay,
No,
sure,
that's it.
yeah,
Okay. So here we are. Let's look at if we play A, white can't resist. We're out. That's pleasant. If we come out, white's weak on both sides. That's pleasant. If we descend at C, well, that gives us the. Let me make it A so we don't get confused. If we start descending at A, we'll either kill big scale with B or we get the wonderful C stone.
mm.
There's nothing but good moves here other than ignoring. Okay. So we address the question, should I honey or not? Well, let's imagine it. Is this a problem? There's no ladders, no nets, no nothing. White's dying quickly. And if white tries this, we're still about to kill. So this is horrible for white. Instead, and white can't do this because that dies. So white gonna do this. That's ugly. You're gonna get this is gonna be terrible for white later. So the only answer is out like this. That's the best white can do, and just kill the stones. End of story. Clean, big. The cutting stones at A are wonderful stones to bother black. Wonderful. Total game over. There's no question about it. Playing here, very strong, but doesn't fix either side. That's the problem.
Yeah. It's
So
kind of like a halfway move, isn't it? Kind of
if
doing
if
kind of
if
doing
it
a bit
comes
of both,
apart,
but not doing enough on either of them.
not done
Yeah.
of either. So
Yeah.
now's your opportunity. Done. Over.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
job is done.
Yeah.
And our cutting stones up in the center there, he can't do much with.
Mm.
So it's not too late. Okay. Here, really strong. I would be so worried here. How about this? What do you do?
Trying to think if that's yeah, I think it is Sente, right? I think I have to come down at R3 or
Well, then
yeah, not nice at all.
white escaped.
Yeah.
You're leaving a lot of room for white here,
Mm,
a lot of
mm,
room.
mm,
That's why the other way is clean,
mm.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that the viewers go, oh, well, he's 3Q and he won the game easily, but he left things a little messy.
Mm,
Oh, you mean clean it up? Oh, what's that look like? I'm really hoping they're catching some of this.
mm.
Down and here. You got to ask the question, are we alive? No.
Yeah.
Okay. We can either, oh, let's make it a liberty race that I will most likely win.
Yeah.
Or there's no liberty race here. I'm alive, you're not. End of story. Oh, but white comes out. I let white out. That's what my move said. Let me be consistent. And now I'll attack hard because white's weak on both sides. So I have a beautiful splitting attack.
Mm,
And just for fun, let's assume white comes here. We're going to fix. Let's have him live. Hello. Either here for nasty or out for the overall chase. These are all great things. On top of which, this is still white's just in terrible shapes there,
mm.
but it's lingering out. Okay, you turn. Now, let's just like boom, 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 boom. So that's your primary move, right? You
Mm,
did all this in order to play O2.
mm.
Okay. What's the perspective? If O2 is your move, play O2. Now that that's done, check out the power of the A stones. Lots of room, cutting groups apart. Okay. Now, if
Mm,
we do this, those A stones just got hurt.
mm,
Now they can just boom, they're dead, and it just boom, dead. No
mm,
Aji, no nothing. If white plays next, oh, I don't have time to do anything. Like if you're going to play these moves, then A next, but you can't because you haven't finished the other thing.
mm.
So down, and now the big question: Are you? Can you live? Where?
I think it just had to connect, right? I think that's yeah.
And
There's
then
only one eye. Um, well, there's no two eyes, that's for sure. But
notice how long George is thinking because it's like, well, this is hard. Exactly.
yeah,
Don't let it get hard. Keep it clean and easy, which he tried to do.
yeah, it
But
didn't work out
yeah,
though.
in my opinion, 2 and 3Q, which George easily qualifies as, that's getting pretty good. And these are hard concepts. When he gets them, he's going to be big one down and start going up the ladder. If he can get them. Where to for next? For black?
Um, I don't know. T5 comes to mind.
T5.
Um, I mean, there's the throw in at R1 that I'm looking at. Um, uh, I think T2.
T2.
Yeah, big problems. I mean, I've lost, I think.
Right.
Even though I have
Right.
an eye, I was kind of thinking, oh, I have an eye, so I'll be fine with
Exactly.
it.
When I know why, black
Yeah.
wins almost every time,
Mm,
unless it's just a liberty problem. Just do it this way. Oh, one too few liberties.
mm,
Really close, but you die. Now, 13 Qs doesn't know all that.
mm,
But it's like, this is nasty.
mm.
Yeah. That's why I said originally, oh, just live. Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Now, one other thing here. One other thing here. We are back here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So here, I think players should have the perspective of, I want to play strong and simple as if I'm playing Simul. I've got a dozen boards in front of me. What should I play? Oh, just don't, there's no thought. There is zero thought. I'm
Mm,
going to live.
mm,
That's, I, I have such strong memories of lining up a dozen boards, 20 boards, whatever. And I spend a half a second per board. What's the most obvious thing I can see? Oh, S, just live. Next board, just do that. Next board, just get out. Okay? And I'm crushing everybody because they're thinking, how can what special things can I do? And I'm like, no, just basics.
mm, mm.
I have such fond memories of that. Let me tell you.
So I guess a real mistake was here for black, right? If I just come, is the N5. If I just simply came down at, so instead of playing at N5, when black plays at N5,
Oh,
instead of that
yeah,
move, if I just come down there, now it's
yeah,
clean,
done.
we can move on. Yeah,
White can do nothing.
yeah,
I mean, even if White says, "Oh, I'm going to make you live," great, I'm alive, you're dead.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's nothing. It's not a liberty race. Yeah,
I just saw like those three stones at O5 that they had liberty issues, and I just extended
right.
without even thinking about it. You know.
And I completely agree.
Yeah.
And I remember I was probably 5 done before they finally drilled it in my head. Do the thing. And I'm like, holy cow, really? You mean I don't have to do this other stuff? Do settle your group, do the task, whatever
Mm,
that is.
mm,
And all of a sudden, I'm winning my 5 down games. All of a sudden, I'm going up to 6 down. It's like, I felt pretty good, let me tell you.
mm.
The real light turned on. Let's see if there's anything else here. Um, boom, boom, and that's it. Right. This is not Sente. You knew that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I shouldn't have responded there.
Um, Something on my mind here is,
Mm,
well, if you say I don't want to get cut, then there's a chance White's going to get life, depending on what variation is going on.
mm,
There's an I here. If you say no, you can't have that. Okay. If you cut in the future, there are liberty problems on all groups.
mm,
My point be this now, this doesn't work. I don't think it's going to work, but it bothers me. So if I'm to play here, you know, I'm tempted to just play something like this and fix the cut because White can never catch up.
mm.
And there's no Aji whatsoever.
That's a
Now, in
big
a real
corner.
game, I might
Yeah.
not because the Aji is so minor. It's so minor. So I might not. But generally speaking, just clean it up.
Mm, yeah.
I was watching a certain 8 down play in a tournament, and his opponent made a mistake, and he's got like a 35, he killed a 35-point group. His opponent plays away. He played back on this dead group, cleaned up a little bit of Aji. Spent a whole move to say, not only are you dead now, you're going to be dead in 100 moves from now. Doesn't matter what goes on the outside. And I'm like, holy cow, that's 8 done. That started plugging in my head. Get strong. Don't let them fight back.
Mm.
Okay,
Nice.
excellent, George. That was so much fun.
That was fun. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Uh,
I mean, the idea was for this series was to kind of aim it for, more of the beginners because we haven't done so much of that.
yeah,
But it was surprisingly complicated.
yeah, I completely agree. And you're learning stuff. The review's great.
Yeah,
Them listening to you think, that's great. Yeah,
cool.
very nice.
Great.
Okay, everybody.
Okay,
Thanks
thanks everyone.
for checking it out, and we'll see y'all later.
See ya. Bye bye.